steal, maybe put
Let's
a bit
go,
more pressure
brother.
onto the
Game
Terizla to immediately unlock
Navi
him from the side lane and
versus
allow him to
Gaimin
join you
Gladiator.
rotating and potentially invading the jungle.
Kita lihat
That is
saja
a
bang ya.
lot of checkboxes that they're gonna have to tick off here. We're jumping into game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Gaimin Gladiators currently 1 game down against Navi Malaysia. Can they bring it all the way?
Pressure is definitely on for GG. One more game and Navi just takes it all, especially since, you know, you won 2 games win and you're in. And it doesn't look too good in the group stages. And on the bottom side, you have Sayori, immediate rotation down the bottom side, try to get enough pressure and try to get Panda to win out that lane. Ashlay trying to draw a little bit of attention onto themselves and holding onto the mid side.
I like the early rotations from Sayori. Like I already mentioned, going to help out the Terizla early is going to be good.
Ashlay.
Way too much damage taken. Very risky play from Ashlay. The turret shots actually brought her down from almost full health to down low. Arya taking a little bit too much damage. Swipe and flicker out of the way. There's a crucial resources wasted for Gaimin Gladiators. Right now, they're being on the aggressive too early. Haney getting the stun up. Might not be able to hit Sayori, and Sayori gets out safe for now. But you can tell, totally tell that a lot of aggression coming in from Gaimin Gladiators. Is that how they want to play against Navi?
I think it is, but you ideally need a bit more lane control before you're able to do it. The goal is to get as many kills onto Nicolette as possible, because that's going to be this... Oh, hold on, gold lane.
A 1v1 Panda will not be able to finish the job. The turret minion's still there, but able to push Fafal back onto play. That buys her some time onto the gold lane. Turtle has already been spawned up. Sayori already popped that shield, and that was the job of Raymond. So what is the play now for Gaimin Gladiators? Will they be able to contest for this one? Real snap, pick that turtle up, and Gaimin Gladiators playing on the passive. Top side though, Nicolette comes in, swoops in, takes out Fafal, draws a little bit of attention onto herself as Navi rotating upwards. But Sadafa, this is looking much better for Gaimin Gladiators. They have a pickup composition. They're playing it to their strengths.
Yeah, that was the correct play. 100% the correct play. Arya was not even level 4 at the time Navi was contesting the turtle, so there's no way they can take a team fight there. Go to the opposite side of the map instead and help out your gold laner. Plus, get an assist onto Nicolette. That is exactly what they needed to do, and then they back it off to make sure they do not overcommit the way they did in game number 1. So that allows them to get a slight goal lead. I think Gaimin can continue playing around this sort of situation. They actually have a good amount of mobility, so if they play the map and just avoid fights against Navi early, that might actually be a win con.
Yeah, Panda just playing a little bit more safe, trying to draw their attention away from the turret range. See somewhere Ramoon is, and they're losing their gold plate turret up top. You got a Tsunami Slam onto Haney, unable to finish the job. Is Nicolette tries her best, will not be able to land the shadows just in time though. Shadow kill will not be enough. Revitalize keeps her up safe. On the top side though, they're trading the turrets. T1 is down for Gaimin Gladiators. Man, Navi MY just looking for trades left, right, and center. The macro game is what Gaimin Gladiators need to eye around.
I'm loving the way that Raymond is playing around this Baxia right now. Really maximizing the capabilities of the hero, of being a very fast rotating early frontline tank, keeping herself in a place where you can either back up the top lane if Gaimin decides to go for a full dive, or help out Hani in case Nicolette shows up on the opposite side of the map, which in this case, the latter actually happened, and the Revitalize was able to keep the Selena alive. Navi MY is well aware that the less resources they give to Gaimin early, the easier it'll be for them to take control of that mid game, because that is where their heroes really start coming online.
Ooh, risky play from Ashlay, diving in, forcing a flicker out of the way. A shot tries to get too deep. Ashlay getting hit on by 3. You got a penalty zone already committed. There's a 3-man stun. Shaw hit the mark right on Gaimin Gladiators, pulling all of them down. Sayori's next on the chopping block, but won't be able to hit that mark. But did you see that, Sadafa?
I did definitely see that, and that was a beautiful play coming in from Navi MY. Did you know, Churros? Fafa was interested in fashion design, you know, because that was a work of art right there. From Navi MY. Gaimin Gladiators made a huge mistake. They already lost Arya. There was no reason for Ashlay to try and force a flicker catch, and then the rest of their backline walked up to back her up and instantly got 3-man stunned by the glue of all things. They cannot keep doing this, Churros.
It was 4 men, and Sayori already popped that shield because Raymoon was actually on her back. And Sayori needs to be able to find a way to play a little bit more passively. Right now, you don't really have a lot of damage. Over the wall they go. You got Rina actually dashing, weaving, bopping away. Gladiators are falling. Sayori goes down as Rina tries to come in for the counter-attack. Zarya next to fall as Ashlay unable to watch her children stay alive in this small little skirmish. And as I said, Gaimin Gladiators, they had a much better round in the early game, but they are struggling when it comes down to the mid. Nicolette able to dash and weave, bop out of the way. It's Navi MY ramping up the aggression onto GG.
Honestly, though, I feel like we are starting to see this game go down the exact same path as before. We can see here in the instant replay, they tried to go in on the lance, but look at how much damage the Thorn Rose does, and then the instant Abyssal Arrow follow-up. The communication from Navi MY is on point, and when Panda's already backing off, the rest of GG is just hovering there very awkwardly. They need to decide.
Another Abyssal Arrow. Zarya taking a little bit too much damage. She will fall, but hands off a foul. It's just feeding that Earthel up so much. 5,000 gold lead for Navi MY. They're looking for all these turret trades. Nicolette versus Rina is 1v1. Able to dash out of the way, though, is Nicolette. Use their shadows, though. But Navi MY, they have their eyes set on these turrets.
Looking at the items right now, there is a very clear advantage going over to Navi. They're already at nearly a 5k gold lead, and TQ is going to be the first item for Sha. Very wise choice, since most of the damage coming in from Gaimin Gladiators is going to be physical. Only Hunter Strike completed so far on both Nicolette and Panda. Even trying to go for that Sky Piercer, second item on the Granger. It is a key item build, but not sure if this is the right game to go for it. I also might dislike the War Axe first choice for Aria. You need bulkiness now. That damage is not going to help you.
Sadafa, if you're GG, what is your game plan right now? Do you go for the team fights? Do you try to play more defensively or passively, try to just let that give up all of their turrets? They do have a little bit of high ground, especially from Panda and Sayori, so it might not hurt them for them to stay huddled and turtled up on their base.
You literally have no choice but to either turtle or try and play risky to go for map farm. And it looks like they are going for the latter, sending Panda down bottom to get minions.
They can't take out the T1 bottom
Navi
side.
is just rushing the base.
Okay. Already taking a little bit too much damage. Able to force that flicker out of the way. Sorori comes in for a backup, try to push them out of the way. Gaimin Gladiator is able to zone Navi out just for now. Abyssal Arrow misses by a hair. They might not want to go for this counter re-engage. Not a lot of damage from the shadow kills. Nicolette dashes out with the shadows. As Gaimin Gladiators, they're struggling to keep up.
We have reached the point of the game where Gaimin Gladiators just straight up has no damage. They do nothing to the members of Navi MY unless they're somehow able to jump on Hani. Otherwise, you are going to tickle Sha and Ramon most of the time, and Navi MY is more than aware of this. It's so easy for them to dive. And we talked about this during the draft, right? There's a lot of heroes on Navi that can just ignore the Terizla and go for the backline, but they're so farmed at this point that the Terizla is basically a pebble on their path that they're kicking aside. They don't need to ignore him because to them, Aria no longer exists.
Ooh. Nice Abyssal Arrow. They might not be able to have that damage to follow up. It's Ashlay getting possessed on by that stick. Oh man, Sha will be able to stop her in her tracks and take her down the way. Gaimin Gladiator still up on 1 kill. Nicolette has that shadows to dash out of the way, but they're waiting by that shadows. They don't know that Nicolette is running away, but they're making a beeline for it. There's a silver arrow, and there's a huge weapon at the back. As Nicolette slowly walking and prancing all the way as Rina. Oh, man, there's 2 levels ahead. I don't think she'll be able to survive this.
Even Rina, you can see the Yogi Shadow Kill barely does anything.
Even though Nicolette is buying a lot of
time, there's not enough map control for the rest of Gaimin Gladiators to do anything with the space created. Nicolette goes down. Somehow they pick up Maria as well, who's hovering around the Lord Pit.
Very dire situation from Gaimin Gladiators. Now they don't have their jungle. They can't contest for this Lord. It's Navi MY taking full control of game number 2.
Messy. I am seeing a lot of messy plays. Really, no reason for Aria to be that far out. Your jungler is getting chased down across half the map, and the rest of your team is not going to be able to back you up. Give up the Lord. Try to get farm wherever you can. And the more and more we see, the worse and worse it gets. We are looking at an 8,000 goal lead for Navi MY. 3 items now concluded on Faufa, with that Berserker's Fury holding up the rear. Brute Force Breastplate allowing Rina to be more tanky. Raymond once again focusing on that Dreadnought armor just to make it even more difficult for the Haya and Granger to actually make any sort of impact.
All of the members of Navi, they're at least one level ahead. You got Abyssal Arrow already stuck in. Shah trying to go in with the stick and split onto the fray. As Aria goes down once again. Gaimin Gladiators has to deal with the Lord on the top side, as well as the skirmish down the mid side. As everything goes wild, it's chaos in the land of Dawn, especially in the home of GG. There's nothing they can do. But they're going to play more defensively, as they don't have that damage to take anyone down.
I'm sorry, Gaimin Gladiators. This game is over. There is literally nothing you can do anymore at this point. You have no damage.
They're gonna make you eat your words.
There is no chance.
Be careful.
It literally is no chance. I'll tell you right now. I would normally say you need a miracle to happen for this to turn around. This has gone beyond that point, in my opinion.
11,000 goal lead,
It is that dire.
Sayurnya aman banget gak bang?
Not looking so good for Gaimin Gladiators. Don't really have that damage to get on that defense. I think the only silver lining is only if Gaimin Gladiators turtle down for at least another 10 more minutes, try to equalize the level difference that Navi MY has ahead of Gaimin Gladiators. Out of all of this, the only kill that they had was Nicolette down on that top side.
Yeah, this is very, very difficult. This composition required very specific conditions to be met in order to be effective, and they've not found that.
You're the Phoenix already committed. Rina able to dash out of the way, but they cannot finish the job. On the top side, though, they're trying to buy some time. Nicolette tries to use their Shadow Kill, try to push everyone out of the way, but with one cannon minion and one for foul right on that base, that is a huge chunk of damage that has already been taken out from that T3 on that bottom side.
Navi MY showing the world right now how much they have improved since their last stint in MWI. This is really clean macro. The decision making is so effective. When they saw Rina getting jumped by 3 members up top, the instant decision is to go for the push down bottom, maybe pick off Nicolette if they're lucky. They weren't, but they still are able to create the pressure they're looking for. And now there is lane manipulation happening to maybe bait GG out in advance as the Lord is going to respawn.
They're playing on the opposite side of the map, though. Lord spawning up in 3 seconds as Gaimin Gladiators tries to get enough priority over their own jungle, picking up all that scraps. It doesn't look like they want a contest for this Lord. They can't, and this is the 12-minute Lord that we're talking about, Sadafa. Gaimin Gladiators turtling up once again. Shah is actually keeping them busy, getting a little bit more vision, tries to get herself latched on to Ashlay. Might be able to do that. Fear of the Phoenix will miss all of their targets, though, as Aria goes in deep with the penalty zone, forced to use that flicker out of the way again, as Ashlay getting possessed onto it. Some foul will take Ashlay out of the game.
Aria gonna be picked off as well. Mega kill going over to Rina as Hani chases down Nicolette. 1v1 monster kill. 5 members of Navi MY rush down the crystal of GG.
Up against 2, there's no way that GG will be able to defend against this rush. In the battle of Malaysia versus North America.
GG guys.
Malaysia